Dumelang Bagaisi, welcome to Voices, where real stories, raw conversations, and unfiltered truths take center stage. Today we have Tebatso Meta Molapo, the founder and director of Rebasadi, a movement and agency that has been empowering female entrepreneurs for the past 10 years.
Ooh, crazy.
Cece?
Yes.
And it's not just Rebasadi,
Yes.
but we're going to dive deep with it.
Yes.
Right, okay. So from beggar spot to boardrooms.
Just the girl.
Please take us through. Please take us through your journey.
Sure. Where do I even begin? So I was born and raised in Burgersfort, but I'm actually from a small village called Mandarsuk. And that's where I grew up for nearly 8 years of my life. And my parents moved us to town and obviously school. But I've always had this inherent belief in myself that I want to be bigger than the world. So a lot of the time when you grow up, especially in a mining town, you aspire for careers centered around that. But I don't know, like something in me always said I want to change the world. It's been a long journey that you can't sum up in else intro. You know? Yes.
So in a town
Yes.
where you have said like mostly it's mining,
Yes.
and where women are expected like to probably do what it's boxed around women, what made you aspire to do like something totally different?
So I grew up in a family, very strong woman. We've always encouraged each other to go after our goals. Actually, one of my mentors was asking me yesterday, and is like, does the concept of Basadi come from your family? And it actually does, because my mom has always made us believe, like she's the reason why we believe in ourselves, because we are like go-getters. You know, everything that I put my mind to, I think that I'm able to achieve, because I've literally watched my mom going after everything that she wants. And so obviously when you are young, you have goals because of selfishness, if I may put it that way. I'm trying to get rich tomorrow. I want money. I want the cars. I want it all. And at 19, I was like, I get that that's what I want, but what am I doing to assist other young women in my community? Like, if I'm going to go up, I want to take people with me. I don't want to go to the top alone, because what am I doing at the top all by myself? It's going to be so boring. Like, I want to be able to call Thandoh, let's go to Paris. Let's go grab coffee in Paris. We'll be back tomorrow.
So with building Rebasadi,
Yes.
a movement for women in business and starting a simple idea, women supporting women, now it's an agency and impacting thousands. So what was the defining moment when you knew that this was bigger than you?
Sure, Thandoh.
Sounds so like that.
So I have a core memory of when I was at Wits. So I moved from Rhodes. I did a year in Rhodes, but I felt so out of place when I was at Rhodes, because I felt like it was inhibiting my growth. And a lot of people that went to Rhodes will tell you, at Rhodes, it's either you're studying or you're drinking. And I'm neither. Like, I'm a book smart, I'm street smart, and I have that personality, but I can't find
balance.
Like I have to be in the middle, where I'm like, yes, I can go out and socialize, or like I can go and I'm studying. So I'm that sort of person. And the defining moment for me, I think it was my second year when I was in Joburg, and I was doing my film and TV degree. And the co-founder at the time of a company called CFO South Africa contacted me, and he asked for a meeting. And we sat down, and he was telling me, listen, we are this huge community of accountants, and we love your story, and would like you to be part of what we're doing. First of all, at that time I'm like 21. And so during, and these big companies are just like talking to me, approaching me. And after our conversation, this guy is like, your story is amazing and you have a great concept on your hands. But I think let me allow you to grow first because you can't talk to the people that we are talking to. That day I decided I'm quitting school. I'm focusing on Rebasadi. And I remember when I had the conversation with my mom, and obviously no parent wants their child to abandon education. And I was just like to her, when I moved to Joburg, I asked you to give me 3 years. And I'll show you what I can do in 3 years. And I have never... I failed, of course. Failure is, part of growth and part of life. But I've always been very determined to grow Rebasadi. But I think when you are in a journey, you don't necessarily see the impact. It's only when you look back at your life. Yeah. And I think the one thing that highlighted it for me, especially this year, was when I had an interview on Metro. And the producer is like, so she got my company profile and she's like, oh, I don't know you, but I know your company. I know Basadi. And for me, it's like, oh, okay. So how many other people know of Basadi? And for me, that the fact that my business is bigger than me, I'm doing what I need to be doing. Ah, yes. Was I now? Oh, but yes, girl. Oh, sorry,
So speaking of failure, what has been your biggest failure in business and how did you turn it around?
I fail every day. I fail every day. So much so that I almost can't pinpoint to say this has, But I think my biggest failure for me was, I think, in 2018. And I came up with, the concept. I came up with a concept called 22 Coffee Moments.
Okay.
So at the time, I was 22 years old. Those tissues, I'm starting to feel like we're
gonna need them.
Wow. Sure. So I came up with a concept called 22 Coffee Moments, and 22 Coffee Moments was meant to see me sitting down with 22 women and talking about their journeys. And I think I did about 4 or 5 interviews. And even during that time when I was building, because I've always been someone that builds in public. I'm not scared to build in public.
Yes.
Even when I fail, I'm failing in public. When something gets withdrawn from me, people can see, Tebatso is, and I'm fine with it because that's like, it's part of the journey. So then I had 22 Coffee Moments, and one of the biggest telecommunications company in South Africa reached out to me, and they wanted to be part of it. And they asked me to put budgets together. I was like, this is my big break. So what 22 Coffee Moments was, it was basically a podcast, like video podcast. Yeah. And this is 2018, so that's nearly very long time ago. And the guys that I was shooting with lost the footage. And they lost the footage. Those possible sponsors, they're like, okay, no, we might have to put it on hold, And for the first time, I felt myself just crashing out. And I recalled this sleeping for an entire week because I was just like, this was supposed to be my big break. But I think when I look back now, I guess I'm grateful because I was quite young, and I'm grateful for the journey because now I feel like when I talk, people will actually listen. As opposed to a 22-year-old girl.
That's out
You
there
know?
for the bag.
Just trying to, yeah. And even throughout my journey, I've had those like instances where when I walk into rooms and I'm supposed to motivate people, and people are like, "But she's 22. Like, what is she going to tell us?" Yeah, yeah. She hasn't really experienced much. Yeah.
But now you have
Now,
a story to tell.
a memoir, can write a memoir.
Lalela. So, what's the biggest misconception people have about women in business that you have experienced? Like,
What have you experienced? Gonna like go interview.
hey, back and forth. We're having a conversation. For me, it's more of because I have a husband that is in business. I think obviously she's gonna be able to do because husband. So the misconception with married women that are in business, like obviously she's gonna have to succeed, or even if she fails, it's not gonna hurt anyway because she has somebody that or cushion that she can fall on, and no one sees the hard work you put in, and I think you just pull things from the sky. So that's why I actually have the behind the scenes of what goes into the things that I do on my YouTube channel.
Yes,
and
which is amazing. I think it's something that I've been learning recently is that you're almost expected to win as much as men do, and it's impossible. Yeah, so I think I've been learning that. To say also what I'm also seeing is that highly successful businesswomen put in a lot of work.
Ma'am,
It's a lot, yes, and I think. It's also that like women don't work hard enough, and women actually work 3 times as like, I don't know, I'm not trying to like put comparisons and yeah, but like obviously. Yeah, because now most of I'm trying to obviously diversify business and stuff like that, and I am needing to keep up with this man, and I'm just like, this is a lot.
When I think I'm 2 steps ahead,
yeah, and it's because we have so many facets of us. I'm a mom, I'm a sister, I'm a daughter. So in those 24 hours, I cannot just focus on business, like when I'm focusing on business. You're focusing on business, they call you, hi, the child is out of, come pick the child up and, cut the meeting short. Yeah, so you constantly always have to, you always have to dive between like states of mind, all the time, at every hour. Yeah, so I think that for me it's that, and that we have to be a certain way. Like now, I promised myself this. I think because when I started young, and then now I must be expected to and must have an afro. So I always had to keep up with that so that people can take me seriously. Yeah, and now I'm just like, no, I'm just gonna be. Tomorrow I'll wear a mini skirt, and I want to be comfortable. Does not mean that I won't be able to tell you that this is what we're gonna do. Yeah. As a businesswoman,
and still be respected
be respected as that. Yeah.
So woman to woman,
yes,
as women in business,
yes.
How can we support each other better? Because men are good at this. Men know how to hold each other in business. But for us as women, sometimes we tend to be envious, tend to put each other down. So how do you think we can better support each other?
So how I've cultivated like my community around that, and the reason why I even came up with Rebasadi in the first place is I got to an understanding that women can't build businesses without actually looking at the deeper parts of who they are and the things that they go through. So men can, I don't want to talk, when I met this, I'm like, I don't know, talk about men.
Let's do it because I
it's so important. Yes.
It's more,
surface level.
Make money to support.
Yes.
For us, it's more deeper.
Yes. And it's in understanding that, like, for instance, you can't support me if you don't understand that the reason why I'm late is because Nixal busy with my child. So I can only, so there's a deeper understanding that women must have of each other before they can support each other on like a more financial level, which is obviously not always safe. Like it's not a safe route, but I think it's very important to cultivate relationships around understanding. Oh, Tebatso couldn't do this because shame Tebatso is breastfeeding and she's only going to be able to come to the meeting in an hour, and it's okay. Yeah, so it does not mean that she's less professional or you're not trying to. I'm not disrespecting your time. It's just that this is my situation. Or was not performing this week because she's going through a breakup. Like, let me allow her to heal. And yeah, before I start having conversations that require her to make important decisions. Yeah. So I think women, and it goes back to the conversation of empowering, like we're more empowered when we understand all the facets of who we are, actually, make up or build our businesses. Yeah.
So, what's one lesson about leadership that no one prepared you for?
Leading in love. Leading in love, leading in understanding, leading, and I think that's no book can ever teach you that. Yeah. So there's this account that I follow on Instagram, and it's about like female leaders. And the one thing that they ask them is like, how do you lead in love? For instance, I have a social media manager, and maybe she's like going through stuff, and I have to understand that she's going through whatever and not put pressure. And but like naturally I'm like a very relaxed, mellow person. And I think that when people are comfortable, they perform at their best. Yeah, when people are comfortable, when people are at ease, they perform at their best. When they feel understood and supported,
That's nice. So, as we are saying, what's as in business, Rebasadi,
Reba everything.
Reba everything. You're a mother of 2 boys running a company. How do you balance it?
Look at my smile. Just thinking about it.
How do you balance it? Because I get that question a lot. So I want another mommy to tell
I
us.
don't.
You don't balance.
I don't balance.
This thing no balance.
It doesn't have balance. It does not. I am very honest about that. Like, I don't have balance. Like, I don't know how to balance anything. I just take one day as it comes. For instance, I've been in Joburg for the past week. I left my kids at home for the past week. And as a mom that's like always there, you don't know what mom guilt is doing to me, And in as much as like, yes, I do want to go back, but I'm also understanding that like, yes, this specific week is just me pouring into myself, meeting the right people, because at the end of the day, I am doing it for them, So I don't have balance. I'm not balancing anything. If you ever see me, I am not balancing. There's no balance. We're just going with it. We're just going with the flow. I'm just doing what I can with whatever resources that I have at the time. And yeah, like I don't think so the thing that I try to do, so let's say I know that I'm going to be spending a week working where I have to be like very focused. So one of my kids stays at home and the other one goes to school. Okay. So during the day I'll spend like a lot of time with the one that is at home. And then when the other one comes back, I'll go outside, have like an hour or two, just like walking around with him, playing with him, and giving him my undivided attention, And because they're so close in age as well, it becomes, you don't want the other to feel neglected. So even the younger brother now, he's becoming more aware, like, attention. Yeah, he hasn't like, but like he wants to be held, he wants to be crawling. And yeah, I'm just trying to give them what I can with what I have. Yeah. And just make them feel like I am there despite, But the biggest thing, I don't want them to ever feel like, it's a lot. Motherhood is a lot. And I think that's the one thing they don't prepare you for.
When you go into
right?
So, like, as you speak with mom guilt and all of that, what has motherhood taught you that made you a better entrepreneur?
That's the one. That's the one. To never give up. I get my strength from my kids, right? Have you gone through the same thing?
It's something you love. I don't give up on my kids.
Yes. So so then you take it back to like when you're in the labor ward, right? And they're like, the baby's coming. You're not gonna stop until the baby. So I use that push in like everything. So I used to be someone that, and I'll be very honest, and I give up. Like I go, I'm just like, we're not going to be stressed out. I'm not going to stress myself out anymore. So even things that, like, if I look back on my career and my journey, I should not have given up on 22 Coffee Moments, but I did because I do not have the mental capacity to keep going. So now I do, and when I'm busy with something, I keep going until it's done. Because sometimes, let's say, like, because I have my agency as well, and I have to do a content plan to send to a client. And I'm like, okay, I need to finish this so that tomorrow I can spend time with my sons. Because if I don't finish, it's going to be on my mind. I'm going to be thinking about that. Yeah, no, it won't be. Yeah, and because, you get overstimulated and you're thinking about you're editing your video.
And you're like, I need to.
Yeah. You're like, mama.
Yes.
Yeah, so they give me resilience to get things done.
See things to the end.
Yes, see things to the end so that I can give them my full and undivided attention.
So with that, do you ever feel pressure to do it all? Like how to navigate? Like, I want to be seen as the superwoman that can do it all. I love you. Not this girl.
Oh no, I am no. I can only give so much of myself. So there's this client that I've been working with. They make journals, and there's a year that the motto that they had is, I think it's all that I can do is enough. Like something about just like what you can give is enough. And that's like, you can only do so much as a person that, where are you going to get capacity for other things if you deplete yourself for one thing? Yes, I do have days when I sleep late, like I'll be on a roll for a week, I'm sleeping at 3 a.m., and I'm depleted. Then the next week I must relax.
Fill your cup.
Yes, I must refill my cup, yeah. So I am that sort of person. I do not feel the need to be number one in anything. I don't want to be number one. And it's because I don't know if you've like how you were in high school, but like I was in the academic team, and I've always had that pressure, you must stay in the academic team. And I got to university, I'm like, no. I am not doing this thing anymore. Because you also just go through life then comparing yourself. The thing about wanting to be the best is that you constantly compare yourself to, whereas you should be drawing inspiration and yes,
No.
Do you go through the same thing?
I do. I really, really, really was actually speaking to sorry about feeling like I'm failing because I constantly want to be the best.
Yeah.
And even when I'm doing my best, I feel like it's not enough because I will compare it to who I think is doing the best. And like I said in my vlog that I just posted, was, you know what? Don't look at numbers. All I'm gonna do is just create.
Yeah.
I'll look at the numbers 6 months.
For when or when you want stuff like someone must sponsor you with water for the podcast,
Please,
then that's the only time you should be looking at numbers. They must see you. Yeah, that's the only time you look. And I think when we had our chat, and even like, you're doing so great. And you should be so proud of yourself. And you're such a natural. Like, you are literally such a natural, and you don't have to try too hard to And if there's anything that you must leave with, after today is that, like, you don't have to constantly just exist. Because just your existence, it's so nice. I love watching you. Like, I'm just like, why did she post? Hello, Barrett. I'm like, yes.
That's my girl.
That's my girl.
Limpopo Queens.
Yes,
Stand
Limpopo
up.
Queens, Bakersford girls. We're up.
Stand up.
Deep inside there.
What? Ooh,
Don't doubt yourself, Thandoh. You're doing so great.
Yeah.
Mm.
Thank you so much.
And even these questions, I'm just like, how did you come up with that? Like, what do you mean? Natural.
Thank you so
Yeah.
much. Thank you very much. Now I am in my head jumping up and down. So we're gonna move into like the reality of building in a male-dominated industry. Because when we were talking, you told me about moving into the mining industries, trade, construction fields. Like, have you ever felt underestimated because you're a woman? And how did you handle it?
So I've been privileged enough to work with men that have seen my journey. So they know that, like, you know what, Tebatso is a go-getter. Yeah. And I think I was telling you this, that I'm always willing to learn. And I don't get in them like, yeah, I'm smart. I'm like, I did this. No, I'm not that. I'll literally say, okay, how do you do this? Like, how do you do it? Yeah, you know. And it's not even about like feeding egos or like, you know, just trying to, but understanding that it's not my industries. I don't understand like anything about it. I know how to market. Like, I can put you in rooms that, you know, I literally just got my client a sponsor just because I'm a professional yapper. I'm a marketer, you know, but I don't know anything about laying skondiri. Like, I know absolutely nothing about it. So when I'm on site, I'll ask questions. I'm like, okay, so what are they doing? And then he'll say this big word. I'm like, hey, yo. Wow. I'm like, y'all are so smart. Like, how do you know this thing?
And they're probably talking about cement.
Yeah, cement. And I'm like, it's in school, man. Yeah, so but then there's obviously that pressure of needing to keep up because, you know, it's very fast paced and men don't get tired. Like, but also understanding that I only have so much capacity because I'm a mom. I'm building community. When my friends are going through a lot, they call me, and we're sitting there and like trying to understand, like, you know, but where I can give or where I'm, where I'm able to learn and open myself up for learning, I do. And when I don't understand things, I ask. Yeah.
I think that's good. So with that, now, what's one power move that women should start making more often?
Staying true to themselves. So I'm funny. It's my KPI, but okay. It's my personality. I try to be funny. Like, I think I'm funny. Enough.
Do you think
you know, I think so.
I know you are. We spent time together and it was.
We had a good day.
Time.
We had a good day. I had a lovely breakfast. But I use my wit. So what you are good at, I use my wit. I use my smarts. I use my curiosity. So if someone is gonna come and say they're talking about why the planes in America are falling, you know, something. Oh, you know, the private jet. It seems, you know,
Like,
then politics. I don't know what to say, but balance a conversation. Then I ask questions.
Then you get the information.
Yes, then I get, you know. So because when you do that, like, I realized that, like, because I'm also a good conversation starter. Like, I can get people to converse with me. Yeah. So it's because of understanding my personality. So yes. So the one power move that women should make, understand themselves. Yes, like even simple things like understanding your cycle. There are weeks where I'm just like, this week I don't want to work.
And
I want to be in bed, like, yeah. And so now I'm really trying to get into deeply understanding, because the different stages of your menstrual cycle, there are weeks where you should not be making deep decisions.
Yes. Because
Psychologically you're not in a
okay.
good space. Yeah. But we don't know that. And like, there are weeks where like you must just rest and relax.
It's 4 weeks, right? So
yeah.
there's one where you're very ovulation, yes, and this
luteal follicle and the menstrual.
Bana
Yes.
baskolo.
Bana baji
Bana ba
signs.
Leonard. Do your finding.
You
You did your finding.
She knows.
She knows the things, eh? Woman in power.
Woman empowering.
Lalela. So yes.
Yes.
I started understanding myself and how and why certain times like, yes, my husband is irritating me.
I was breathing too loud.
It's that time of the man where I'm like, men actually should go somewhere else and leave us.
They must go on a retreat alone.
Yes, Rebasadi must do Rebana for men for this specific time of the week. And actually, men should learn that.
Yes.
Actually, they should know it. So they know, hey,
This
week, let me not ask these type of questions.
let me just bring flowers.
Hey,
That's true.
Today, a monster. This week, she's going to be biting
Yeah.
at every little thing. I did hormonal. Nothing personal.
It's nothing personal. Yeah. So when we understand each other, we
We actually
we're
work well
empowered.
together.
We work well.
We balance well.
We balance each other out.
Rebasadi.
Rebasadi. Why? That's how many people speak Zulu. Like, that's how we say ngiyakuvisisa. I love it here. More multilingual.
Wabona. Massive.
Some massive things.
Paslakaya.
More voices.
Yes. So, what does legacy mean to you?
I want to, okay, this is gonna sound so crazy, right? But
Like
when I was in
crazy.
high school, I don't know if it was a dream or I was in my thoughts, but I imagined myself being studied, like people going to the house where I lived at, and it's like a museum type of, yeah, big dreamer.
Oh.
And
did
this
you
has
have it?
stuck.
Vusi.
Vuyo is a
Vuyo.
big dreamer. I'm that girl. I want to have conversations that contribute so much to society that I will be remembered for them. I want to be remembered for changing people's lives. I really love it when I come across people and they're like, because of you, I did 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And just basically by purely just existing, like, I don't have to do a lot. Obviously, one day I would love to be an angel investor, but just like hearing stories or, I was down and the reason you said this and it kept me going. Yeah. That's how I want to contribute to people's lives and their stories.
If everything you've built disappeared today, what's one lesson you hope still remains in the hearts of the woman you have impacted?
She was resilient.
Oh, what too? Pelage. Period. Poo.
I just want to be a resilient woman.
Yeah.
A woman that falls and picks herself up over and over and over and over again. And I can start over and have different life experiences. Yeah. Uyantanda. I must move in with you.
Come.
Me and my kids.
Come.
We're a family of 2,000.
Plus, Zalaban.
Le nna ke a short-a.
Wa short-a ne?
Ke a short-a.
Re buile sizoqhubela le nto le.
Gore kong advice, I feel like notes.
So, you're going to finish a sentence for me. A woman is unstoppable when she...
Sure. Starts over.
When ke o rata wa itse? What's ke o rata?
You're at your most powerful when you know that you can have all the lives that you want for yourself.
No.
You can have them. And so many years ago, so I have a tattoo that says "Start Over," and like
button.
reset right here. Problems, you know. But it's also I use it in, and it's not about closing off a chapter and starting a new one, but it's saying I messed up yesterday, I can start over. Today is a new day. So build from the mistakes. So even I think with Rebasadi, because I've had 10 years is a long time, and I have been through a lot, girl. But every time I'm just like, I'm gonna try this thing again. And I think also the one thing that has like really kept me going is my tribe understands me. Sure. Women, for some weird reason, they get it. Like, they just get it. They'll be like, I don't know what you do. Like, I don't know what the Basadi does, but I love it. Yeah.
I want myself there.
I want to see myself, and I think that has also been the reason why I've given myself permission to always start over with Rebasadi. It was an agency, and I'm like, no man, this agency stuff is not really like, I see it, but it's not, because my passion really lies in community and building communities for women, and even when I stop, people will somewhat find me, because like Lynn, I'm able to say, I don't abandon it completely. I just start over.
And come back. It's for Basadi. Keep evolving.
We keep evolving. We change every month. Literally, we must use exactly
every month.
Exactly.
Well, this does bring us to the end of our beautiful
conversation.
Wait,
I'm not done. I want to talk more. Let's keep talking.
Let's do more.
Yes.
Is it?
Oh, wow.
One more?
We
something
can.
From the sky?
Something, yeah.
So, actually, what interested me after I was interested in you and everything that you do is your mother. I love what she is doing. Your mother is a professional nurse, but she has her own practice.
Yes.
And I don't think most of the people don't think outside of what they're doing. Like, okay, I studied, I'm a nurse, I'm going to try to find a job. She created a space for her to make her profession exist even without job employment and whatnot. Please tell me how she came about with it. I know you guys talk about it.
She's a genius. Like, my mom is the matriarch. Like, for me, I just feel like, and I was telling my mentor this again yesterday. So, so my grandfather was like a businessman and lost everything. And my mom kind of like had to take all her siblings to school, and, and the one thing that has been like very exemplary for me with my mom is patient. She's very, very, very patient woman. She's so patient, and she allows herself to try. Yeah. So she's an occupational health nurse. So she's worked a lot in the mines, and she's had like, I think, over 20 years experience before she opened her practice. And she dabbles in property. She has like at home stuff like that. She does that. And she's a girl that tries. She's my favorite girl. Like, I love her. I'm like, yes, girl. Like, you made us, And she's very inspiring.
It is very inspiring.
It is very inspiring.
Thinking outside
of the box.
Okay, I study, I work, and I die.
Yes.
So it's like I'm taking very far out of the park. Yes. This now brings us to the end of our conversation.
You know what? We could do this. We sat there that day when we had coffee. We talked.
Meta. Molapo waka.
Molapo. Yes, girl.
Kisa Leona. So this has been a beautiful conversation. We've been speaking for too long.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, it's cut. But where can people find you to support Tebatso and Rebasadi?
So people can follow me on Instagram. I'm a poster, natural. Yep. Some days I'm just like, then other days, and they can follow me on Rebasadi as well. So even with our events, they'll be updated on my personal and the business account.
So please follow
me.
Tebatso and
I can get
Rebasadi. So you're having a retreat very soon, right?
Yes, I am. I'm very excited about that. It's in March, end of March. And I'll be hosting about 20 women, different women from different corners of life. And yeah, I'm so excited to do that.
Follow up so you don't miss out on the big things Tebatso is doing. So as we are closing, you are gonna say this. I am Tebatso Meta Molapo and my voice is, then finish it off. Let's go. That's your camera. Hi guys.
I am Tebatso Meta Molapo and my voice is start over.
Yay! That's beautiful.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. It's a wrap. Thank you.